Hey, what's up guys? Tim here. Got another tutorial for you today, and we're doing a Thor themed herringbone stitched Solomon knot bracelet. It's a bit of a mouthful, but yeah, it's a Solomon knot or cobra knot bracelet, but we did this herringbone stitch across it. It looks really nice. It's a little tricky at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's very easy after that. And yeah, we did it over the Solomon knot, and this has been done in the sort of Thor theme. And the reason I went with Thor theme for this one is because just the pattern here of these stitches kind of emulates the design that's on Thor's that kind of chest plate of his armor, and also went with colors that are that go with his costume, the red for the cape. And I think in the movie his pants are more of just a dark color, like a dark gray, but in a lot of the comics his pants are like a deep kind of navy blue, so I kind of went with that for this, and also the gray that goes with his armor, and his hammer and all that. So I think this looks really nice. And of course you could just do this as a solid color as well. This looks really nice. I'll actually show you a different example I have here. So this is something I did with just a little shackle, and as you can see, this is how it looks as a solid color. So that's pretty sweet too, right? But we're doing this one today, the Thor theme. So with that being said, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so I've got a Cobra Stitch bracelet already made. I'm not going to go through that because I've already got a dedicated tutorial on the Cobra Stitch. So yeah, as you can see, I've done this with Imperial Red and Navy Blue to match the kind of colors on Thor's costume. And the only thing I've done different is that I haven't fully finished it. So as you can see here, I didn't snip and singe the excess at the end. You'll see why later. So I've got that ready to go. You can do this with buckles or mountain loop. And next I have my fid set up with my microcord. And as you can see, this is my preferred method of attaching microcord to a 550 fid if you don't have like the smaller fid. And of course I will link tutorials for this and this method at the very end, of course. Alright, so we're gonna get started. So next we start weaving our herringbone stitch throughout the rest of the bracelet. This is a little tricky at first, but once you get it down, it's pretty easy. So we've got our cord attached back here. We're going to go across, and starting with, we'll start over at this knot here. If you really want to go the extra mile, you can maybe go around the other side and start on this one, but I'm just going to go ahead and go straight to this one. Okay, so we're going to go on, I'm going to call this the inside of the bracelet because we're going to work with these knots here. I'm going to call this angle the inside, seeing how that's kind of the outside. So we're going to go from the inside here, like this. We're going to go straight through. We're going to pull all our cord through, like this. Okay. And now you want to go to the right, or basically you want to go to the side where you started. So see how we started weaving on this side? I want to bring the string to that side, like this, right? And then we're going to go under this strand here. Okay. So we're going to go under that. Now be careful with this part, because if you tighten it, or when you cinch up this next knot incorrectly, it might get a little confusing. So I'm just going to hold my thumb there so that everything tightens properly. So you see how it's kind of wants to go like over there. You want to keep the strand on this side and tighten it like that. Okay. See how this strand is on, it's now on this side. You want to keep that on that side. So we went out through the inside and around and underneath this one. Okay, so now from there, pull it as tight as you can. Okay, so from there now we're going to go on the outside like this, and you want to make sure you go over top this gray strand here. Okay, so I'm coming in from the outside like this, push that through. I'm going to bring everything through like that. Okay. So as you can see, that is our first stitch. See how these two are not overlapping? That's how you know you did it right. So okay, so now we're going to do that one more time. And again, we're going to go onto this knot now, okay? You want to go diagonal. So we're going to go through from the inside out like that. Careful not to get too tangled up the cord you're working on. Okay, so now remember, we want to go towards the side that we started on. So remember, now we're going to go to that side like this. Okay, we're going to bring it around like that, and then we're going to go underneath this cord here. Pull everything over. Don't want it to get tangled like that. Okay, there we go. See? Now remember, I want to keep the loop on that side like this. So you can see what I'm doing. And now we're going to bring it around to this side like here. And then same thing, we're going to go from the outside in and go over top that gray strand there like this. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I've done 2 knots for you now, so you should be able to get the gist of what I was doing. See, now when we pull it tight, then that's how you know it's cinched up properly. So you can see our herringbone stitch start to form like that. Now, I'm actually doing a reshoot of the main weave here because I realized after I did the main weave that I was doing it incorrectly. So when you get to the very end, you might see me finish off the bracelet slightly incorrectly, and that these 2 strands will be crisscrossed. You want them laying flat like this, okay? See how they're right beside each other? They're not twisted over each other. You might see that near the end when I finish the bracelet, so just ignore that, but it's still the same method all the way through, okay? So I'm going to continue weaving all the way down my knots, and then we'll show you how to finish it in the next step. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just about done. I've woven all the way down to the end here. And the reason I told you not to finish off your bracelet is so that you can put the cord through this last stitch here, because if you snip and melt this, you won't be able to do this. That'll be a lot harder, and you have to end it earlier. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to go through one more time. Go through this last one. It doesn't matter if this one comes loose, you always tighten it after. And you could do this on a pre-existing Cobra stitch you have already, but you won't be able to do this last part like I am, because your bracelet will be finished. Okay. So last part's always a little tricky. So I'm going to do that there, like that. I'm going to pass it through the outside now. Okay. And to finish the very end, I'm just going to pass it through this last knot here. And of course we can just tighten that afterwards. Okay, so push that through there. And see, this came loose. See, now I can just pull on it and tighten it. And this cord will go there. Okay, so as you can see, now we've got the stitch all the way to the very end. We don't have to worry about it not going through the last knot. So from this point, it's very simple. I'm just going to snip and singe my excess. I'm going to cut this off, melt it, cut this off, melt it, and for this, you can probably just snip it here and press it into the bracelet there to finish that off. And for up top here, I think I will just undo one of, I did 2 overhand knots, I'll just undo one of them and then snip and melt it from there. Like the melted end will hold it together. Or you could just snip it off like that and melt it, it's up to you. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, finish it off, and then we'll be done. Okay, and there we have it, guys, I'm done. So as you can see, all my stitches are tied nice and properly. Again, I apologize for that slight confusion there for the last knot that I tied in that previous cut, because after filming the whole thing, I realized I did in fact do this method slightly incorrectly, so I went back and reshot it. And as you can see, even though my bracelet was already fully finished, I was still able to end on the last knot here. I guess it doesn't look as good as how I finished it just now, but still kind of works. Okay, so that is about it. Again, this has been the Thor themed herringbone stitch Solomon knot bracelet. Bit of a mouthful there, but oh yeah, and up top here I undid one of the overhand knots. And then I just snipped and cinched it there, and by melting it you kind of really secure that knot on there, so I think that works just fine. Okay, so that is about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if there's anything you're unsure of, please do leave a comment or question down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and do stick till the end to see any and all related paracord videos I have and other projects that I'm working on. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next tutorial video.